on Crime Executive Director and former U.S. Attorney Brett Tolman. Brett, it's always great to see you. And I want to get your read on this. Every time something happens with Hunter Biden or the president, all of a sudden we get another indictment. This is the last one that we were expecting. But compared to the others, this is a state case. And it would be one where if the former president was convicted, he or another president wouldn't be able to pardon him. And it seems like the timeline for trial here is being fast-tracked in some way to kind of, you know, in an attempt to rush and get him behind bars if possible. What do you think?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. I will say I've described this indictment as a Frankenstein, one that needs to be displayed, torn apart, and its creator run out of office. It's, you know, for those of us who have done RICO cases, this is laughable at its first impression. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, these are serious allegations. They're felonies. But this is a bastardization of a statute that was never intended to go after an individual who objects to an election, believes that there was fraud, assembles a legal team, files legal claims, asserts legal arguments, makes arguments of factual distinction, and then loses. I mean, all that suggests is that the individuals bringing this case don't really care about a careful, thoughtful analysis of the facts or the law, but instead want to use this as a catapult either for their own careers, someone they despise for political reasons, and to interfere in the election process going forward. And that's simply what this case is. I can't sugarcoat it.
Let's talk about the election process going forward. How, if at all, does this change the game for 2024?
Well, it certainly does change it. It's very difficult to, you know, run a campaign with any distraction, let alone 4 cases. But, you know, what it appears based on reading this indictment is a concerted effort among all those that are bringing cases, whether it's Alvin Bragg in Manhattan, whether it's, you know, Jack Smith and the 2 cases federally. And then now we have Georgia. You have a concerted effort to coordinate. You look at the factual patterns that are raised in 3 out of the 4 charged criminal cases. Very similar. They're working together. They are making sure that there's going to be, whether it's enough distraction, or do they get a judge that incarcerates him prior to trial, or do they move through a trial and get a conviction with a friendly jury and put him in jail? Make no mistake about it. They want to put him in jail, and they want to do so quickly.
Brett, we watched that indictment get leaked yesterday, and then it gets handed up later in the day. And I got to tell you, I mean, I thought the grand jury process was supposed to be sort of deliberative, like they hear from witnesses and they make decisions on the basis of what they hear. And yet what was leaked was almost identical to what was handed up. And I'm thinking, well, did the grand jury really do what grand juries do, or was all of this just pre-baked?
Yeah. So what happened, I think it's great that you highlight this. What happened is the prosecutors are so accustomed to winning and so accustomed to getting an indictment. It's very, very easy to get an indictment. And when I say easy, I mean they know the prosecutor. You walk in, you can present hearsay. There's no defense counsel, no judge. You push the evidence you want them to see. The indictment comes down. But I think what this is it shows how bad the system has got, where the prosecutor knows whatever it presents is what they're going to get. And that's what happened. And so the clerk of the court probably took that page that described what charges were being presented and prematurely put that on the website, knowing that that's what always happens.
It's all just a foregone conclusion. And I think that's why people don't trust the process oftentimes. Brett, we got to leave it there. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for being with us.
Great to see you. Thanks.